Hello, I am Xarkun. This is World of Warships Legends. Today I've got a video for you on the Sea of Fortune map, Domination Mode. And for this battle, we are in the pride of the Royal Navy, the Mighty Hood. Now, this is about the 9th time I've tried to record the commentary on this video, so hopefully it works out this time. Why has it taken me so long to crack this proverbial nut? Well, because, as you know, on my stream Friday, this past Friday, that I did with the Hivehound, both of us hit 2,000 subscribers, and we were each authorized by Wargaming to give away 2 Tier 6 premium ships available for doubloons in the store to 2 lucky winners, one on the Xbox platform and one on the PlayStation platform. Both of the winners on my stream, Nipro and Nick Dion, congratulations to both of you, picked the same ship, HMS Hood, and so they should be receiving it today. I took my own Hood out over the weekend with the intent of trying to play a representative game and talk about how the Hood is best played. And this is the battle that I thought I could use for such a video. However, it just wasn't working out because this is a much more special battle. It's much more about setting up a win generally in a domination mode game and then watching that win collapse in the dying seconds of the match. It's a very interesting game. We do end up with a Kraken Unleashed medal. We certainly do our part, but we fall victim to a rather silly mistake at the end, and then our teammates are just, well, at least 1 out of 3 of them appears to be very unwilling to do what it takes to secure the win for the team. And the thing that this teammate needed to do was very simple. We can talk about that. Of course, we're not going to insult this person or, call them out by name or anything like that. They made a mistake. It's fine. I also made a mistake. Hopefully we can all learn from it, right? In any case, let's talk about what the team is doing on the minimap. As you can see, we've got a friendly destroyer in Charlie. He is supported by a single cruiser to the south of the cap, and then the rest of my team is here, behind me, clustered up into what T-Bull calls the black hole. Now, the enemy team, on the other hand, most of them are to the north of the Charlie cap. There are a select few, including a destroyer, in the area of the Alpha cap. So I am charging right into the Alpha cap, which is a risky move, but a little bit less risky in the Hood. After all, it does have sonar. We used that to spot the Fubuki's torpedoes, and now we're using it to spot the Fubuki itself. Instead of running away and disengaging, he stayed inside of his smoke screen. That spelled his doom. We take him out for our first kill of the match, and now hopefully we can secure this cap, because it's very unlikely that we're actually going to be able to maintain our hold on the Charlie cap on the opposite side of the map. That destroyer is already, as he should, retreating from the Charlie cap, and the enemy team is going to charge into it and flip it. Thanks to the Fubuki smokescreen and the fact that the King George over there and the Atlanta are both behind islands, we are unspotted. That is going to allow us to secure this cap. Now, we notice a Trento poking around behind this island, and we're going to sail in this direction to see if we can't take him out. One thing I can say about the Hood, besides the fact that it has sonar, which makes it great if you ever have to rush a smoke screen and take out a destroyer, is that it has 15-inch guns that are pretty dang accurate, almost Warspite level accurate, and they shoot 15-inch British armor-piercing shells, which are incredibly effective at dealing with cruisers, as this Trento is about to find out. the salvo has been released, and the Trento has been released from his position in the game. 3 Citadels, devastating strike. He goes down for our second kill of the match. Now, as I suspected, the enemy has pushed into Charlie. The destroyer has had to retreat, and so has the cruiser that was initially trying to half-heartedly support him. But of course, he was just one cruiser. The rest of the team is over here. We have a battleship sailing south of this little cluster of islands, taking himself out of position. I momentarily have taken myself out of position in order to secure the very quick kill on that Trento. But luckily for me, the Hood is very quick. It is, after all, a battle cruiser, and I think it might be the fastest battleship, because of course it's classified as a battleship in this game. Might be the fastest battleship at Tier 6. I'm going to be able to use that speed to reposition myself and get to key area of the maps. Or get to key areas of the map to affect the outcome of the game. So I'm sailing back toward the capture areas, and there's a King George out there to the north that my team is focused on killing. I'm going to do my part as I sail toward the Delta Cap and toward the general area where the friendly destroyer is in order to help out. I want this King George to go down. I want my teammates to stop focusing on him and turn to the east so that they can start dealing with the rest of the enemies. Notice we do have a points lead because we have a ship's lead. We're going to have to maintain that since we're even on caps. We have 2 and the enemy has 2. They can take some of us out and get a points lead that way, or they can capture some capture circles. The majority of my team is to the north on the map here, so they are best positioned to go deal with the Bravo cap. Meanwhile, the enemy team is, at least I suspect, best positioned to deal with the Delta cap. So I am heading toward the Delta cap to cut them off, maintaining fire on the King George. As I kite away from him, I'm able to take him out for the 3rd kill of the game. Notice now that my destroyer has sailed far south of the Charlie Cap, and he's being pursued by 2 enemies. Unfortunately, he has nobody around to support him. When you get into domination mode games like this, and you've got a single destroyer on your team, when he goes to enter a cap, he needs support. You can see now he's dead. The 2 pursuing enemies were able to take him out. But that single destroyer needs your support. He's the most crucial piece of your team. He's your eyes, your ears, and he's your best chance at securing capture points. Our destroyer didn't have much support. The enemy destroyer had a lot more support, but it wasn't in a good position, so I was able to take him out quickly. Now we've got no destroyers, and we've only got caps. We do still enjoy a points lead, and so the best way that I can think to win this game is to get into a position to defend the Delta Cap from the 3 enemy ships that are going to be here in a position to flip it. The rest of my team has chosen to deal with a battleship north of Bravo. They are not interested right now in flipping Bravo, they just want to kill that battleship. So it's going to be up to me to hold this cap for as long as possible. We are able to take out the Atlanta again using the Hood's incredible ability to deal with cruisers for our 4th kill of the match. And right now is where I make a mistake. I know I have 4 kills. I've got 2 ships in front of me. One is a very low health Budyani, so I can sense the Kraken. I'm gonna get it. And there I do get it. But I forgot about one crucial thing. The Budyani has torpedoes, and I was sailing in torpedo range. I had sonar, but I failed to activate it, and so I'm going to fail to dodge these torpedoes, one of which causes flooding, and of course my damage control is on cooldown. So essentially this is the death blow. Maybe I'll be able to take out this King George if I can get close enough to ram him. He is angled against me, but it's unlikely. Instead, the King George is probably going to take me out if the flooding doesn't do me in. And in fact, the King George takes away enough of my hit points that the flooding does do me in. So I go down. But the friendly ships up north take down the enemy battleship, and so there's one battleship and 2 cruisers versus this King George. Still even on caps, but that is not going to last for long. The King George is going to flip Delta, and my teammates are going to attempt to flip Bravo. But you saw how close the King George was to Delta. He's going to get a head start. And even though we are 200 points ahead of the enemy team right now, and we've got 3 ships to their 1, the fact that this King George is going to enter this Delta cap and have it flipped before my teammates even reach the Bravo cap is going to give him a distinct advantage, and he's going to be able to make up that points difference very quick now that he's going to have 3 caps giving his team points every couple of seconds. Meanwhile, my team is only going to have 1 cap. So the cruisers on my team are sailing for Bravo. The battleship is sailing for Alpha, which is already secure. And the battleship here is going to be key. It's a Nagato, and it's a full health Nagato versus a single King George. We've got a La Galissoniere, and I believe the other one is a Zara on my team sailing for the Bravo cap. The King George is also a British battleship, so it has short-fused armor-piercing shells. They're lower caliber than the Hood, and they are also incredibly effective at dealing with cruisers. So if the King George is firing AP, he's going to have no issue taking out these 2 cruisers. Initially, it looks like he's turning because he sees the Nagato and he wants to engage him. But then the cruisers start shooting at him, so they get his attention. He turns toward them in order to shoot at them, which is the right move for him. Now, the Nagato, instead of sailing on the course he's sailing, should be turning in to go through this gap here between the 2 islands in order to engage the King George. Now, I've said many times, T-Bull's said many times, Spartan Elite 43 has said many times that in domination mode games, capture points are the key to victory. That's true. And I think, if I had to speculate on what's going on in the Nagato's mind, that's precisely what he's thinking. He's thinking, look, I've got 2 friendly ships in the Bravo cap, they're probably going to flip that. I should sail around and flip Delta from behind this King George in order to secure the win here. But no, the Nagato is full health. It has 16-inch guns, and all it would be fighting is, at best, a half-health King George, who is closing in on these 2 cruisers and is going to be able to take them out very easily. Actually, he's less than half health. He's got a quarter health. It would take 1 salvo, maybe 2, from the Nagato to take him down. At this point, the capture points are irrelevant, and in the time that it's going to take the Nagato to reach the Delta cap, the King George is going to take down the Zara and the La Galissoniere. Look at the point situation, 797 to 755. If the King George takes down that Laga, he's going to overtake us on points. And actually, the 3 capture points that are secured by his team might get his team over in terms of points before he even has to kill the Laga. So it's crucial for the Nagato to be in a position to kill this King George, but he's not in that position. And so that is what is directly going to lead to our loss. When, at the end of a game like this, with 5 minutes left to go, you've got an enemy, a single enemy, who holds 3 capture points, your goal should not be to flip the capture points in a situation like this. It should be to take out the enemy ship, especially if you're in a full health Nagato facing like a quarter health King George. There's no reason not to go for him and take him out. Had that Nagato done that, we would have won. Instead, the Nagato sailed away toward the Delta Cap to try to flip it. There is no time left for him to kill the King George, and the enemy team has overtaken us on points, so we're going to lose. That, of course, is partly my fault, too. I should have known the Budyani was going to launch torpedoes at me, and I could have taken steps to dodge them. But I didn't. I fumbled it when it came down to the wire, and so did my team. So, there you have it. We end with a Kraken unleashed, and a very sad, very unfortunate defeat. A throwing game by the friendly team, which I contributed to. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already done that. I will see you next time. Goodbye.